Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're all having a good day so far. My name is Ben, and I am on a journey to play all of the Mario Kart tracks in preparation for Mario Kart World. Last time I played through the Nitro tracks of Mario Kart DS, and honestly, had an absolute blast. The nostalgia just caught me. I had so much fun. And today we are carrying on with Mario Kart DS because Mario Kart DS was the first game in this series to introduce retro tracks in the traditional format that we now know them in, not counting Super Circuit for a multitude of reasons. So, when I was a kid, I didn't really have much to distinguish between Nitro and retro tracks. I understood that they were from old games, but not really having had much exposure to those old games, I didn't really think much of it. There were a lot of flat tracks, I noticed that, and that is about as far as my observation went. To me, they were just more tracks. But despite how important introducing retro tracks was for the series, I have noticed that a lot of people don't look back on this track selection very positively, especially not compared to the Nitro tracks. And when I kind of went in and looked at what tracks there were, honestly, I do kind of agree. There's some odd choices, I will say. But hey, if they're fun to play through, does it matter if they're odd? So the question is, are they fun to play through? Let's find out. Okay, today I am not going to be Dry Bones again. I am going to be a Waluigi because he has the coolest kart in the game and I would like to play as that. Yeah, let's go, Waluigi. Don't have to tell me twice. Let's start with the shell cup. Okay, it was the first track in the series. It kind of has to be the first retro track. It's a little bit too perfect. It's also really ugly in this version. I do not like what they did with the colours at all. Like, the SNES game was fairly vibrant, had a lot of really nice colours, but they just feel so, I don't know, just off here. I don't think any of the SNES tracks look particularly great in this game. Some great shortcut potential though. There's a lot you can just cut out. Okay, wow, the handling on this thing is a lot worse than on the Dry Bomber. Wow. It's going to take some getting used to. Wow, that was really short and sweet. So, it's Mario Circuit 1. It was a fairly meh track in the original game, and it's a fairly meh track here. It controls better, but it's also uglier. So, I don't think it really rises or falls that much. It kind of places in exactly the same place. Now, what's interesting about these flat tracks is when every track in the game is flat, and when you consider each track in the context of the game it's in, a track doesn't really have to do much to stand out. It just has to have a lot of fun, recognizable, notable turns. It has to have good music, and it has to have nice visuals. But in a 3D game like this, it's harder to stand out, especially with how many great games there are, especially in Mario Kart DS. And I feel like a lot of these flat tracks, especially the SNES ones, just don't really do much to elevate themselves. They've got to do more, they just don't. Anyway, yeah. So I'll be interested to see, because there are a couple of tracks coming up that I actually quite liked in their original 2D incarnations. So it'll be interesting to see how they hold up now that they're in 3D. Okay, onto another track that I thought was meh in its original game. N64 Moo Moo Farm. Alright, okay. Okay, I took that corner way too tightly. Ow. Oh my god, that was brutal. Okay. Starting to pull it back a bit here. Hopefully I've not opened my mouth too soon. Nice. Get fucked, Wario. Betrayed by your own, whatever Waluigi is to you. Friend, brother, cousin, I'm not actually sure. I don't think they've ever confirmed what Waluigi is. He just kind of showed up one day, played tennis with everyone, and that was it. Couldn't get rid of him after that. Oh, look at those moo-moos on the side. If only they were an actual obstacle. Alas, it would be a much better track. But Moo Moo Farm is not that track. So, I think out of all of the retro tracks in Mario Kart DS, the N64 ones are the ones that feel the least compromised. They don't have the whole dilemma that flat stages have. They don't feel like a downgrade, like, spoiler alert, the GameCube ones are going to feel like. They're pretty much just the same track with better controls. Unfortunately for Moo Moo Farm, it was a meh track to begin with, and it still is a pretty meh track. It's just... the idea has just been done a lot better with Moo Moo Meadows. This one's just a circle with a couple of moles. There's nothing interesting here. Anyway, onto another flat track. Because what I do quite enjoy about the retro tracks in this game is that because there were 4 previous games, and there are 4 tracks per cup, you have one from each game, and they're in chronological order. And as someone with massive OCD, that really makes me happy. Anyway, Peach Circuit. It's a fairly standard opening track in Super Circuit. So let's see how it holds up here. Music is great, of course. I love the Super Circuit theme. And honestly, I think the Super Circuit tracks fared a lot better visually in this game than the Super Mario Kart ones do. They don't feel quite as drab. Okay, I tried to go off-road the wrong way there. I will say though, it is a bit weird that the giant castle in the background is still just a flat image. And I kind of wish they'd like color corrected it, because it looks weird in Super Circuit and it looks weird here. But then again, I suppose that is like the one iconic thing about this track, so maybe it was for the best they didn't change it. Okay, so Peach Circuit was always a fairly average track. I liked it more as a starting track than something like Mario Circuit 1. But I don't think this version really does anything to lift it above being average. I don't think it drops that much. I think it's still a fairly average track. So it's not meh, but it's nothing exciting either. Okay, on to, I believe, another starting track, the third one in this cup. They really went heavy on the circuits in the Shell Cup. Could have done with some variety on this one, I think. That said, though, Luigi Circuit is a pretty great circuit, so... And again, the double dash circuit theme is awesome. Honestly, all of the circuit themes are awesome. Okay, right. Gotta try and maintain my lead here. Mario's catching up. Oh, come on, Ben. Don't go off-road like that. That's foolish. Nice. Knocked him into the banana. Oh, that's some bullshit. Oh, come on. Okay, that blue shell might just be what I need. Okay, perfect. Oh, God, that was close. Just about clinched it. Okay, I think out of all the double dash tracks, Luigi Circuit is the one that feels the least compromised in DS. Obviously, it controls slightly worse, so I think I do prefer the double dash version. But there's not much in it. That said, I didn't love the double dash version, I merely liked it. And I think the same holds true here. I merely like this one. Right, redeeming myself for that Special Cup bronze with a new gold. So, yeah, off to a fairly underwhelming start with these retros so far. Like, having a cup that's mostly meh to average tracks with one that I like isn't the worst thing in the world. But they just need more variety. The only one that isn't a circuit is Moo Moo Farm, and it's Moo Moo Farm. One of the most boring Mario Kart tracks ever. Okay, onto the Banana Cup then, and I'm already seeing a bit more variety, which is nice. And tracks that I know I'm going to be a bit more positive on. Starting with SNES Donut Plains 1. Which I believe, like Mario Circuit 1, fell into the... Actually no, Donut Plains was an average, it wasn't a meh, okay. Now I can already tell you that this one looks a lot nicer than Mario Circuit does. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, the colours of Mario Circuit didn't translate very well, but this one, honestly, it's a little more muted, but I don't hate how it looks. I think I do still prefer how it looks on the SNES, but it's not a massive downgrade like Mario Circuit was. Right, I've got some work to do here. How do I always manage to miss the item boxes? It's been happening a lot over the course of this entire series. Oh my god. Oh, come on. Okay, this has been a pretty awful first race. I have not been playing very well at all. No, Pete, where'd you get that random speed boost from? I was doing a turbo, come on! What? Whatever. Okay, Donut Plains, it was average before, but Super Circuit was a fairly simple game. And while I think it's a fairly solid version of Donut Plains 1, this ain't Super Mario Kart. This is Mario Kart DS. And there are just so many great tracks in this game that it does kind of feel a bit meh here. In Super Circuit, these turns were sharp enough that they could be a little bit tricky with how slippery that game is. But here, that's not really the case. So I think, yeah, it's a bit meh, this one. I do believe I will be a lot more positive about N64 Frappe Snowland, though. This was a track that I loved back on the N64, and the reason why I loved it is because I had nostalgia for it from this game. So it stands to reason that I should at least love this one. I love the music here, it's so magical. Oh, nearly hit the snowman. Now what I want to know is, did they pick Frappe Snowland as a retro track because they'd already made Peach Gardens and figured they could reuse the hedge as the snowman? Or did they remake Frappe Snowland first and then decide to put the snowman in as a hedge in Peach Gardens? Which one came first? I want to know the answer. Oh, god damn it. Okay, the banana cup is not going my way. Here comes a blue shell to equalise, though. Level the playing field a bit. Nice. Hey, get out of here, Yoshi. Just because you're adorable doesn't mean you're allowed to overtake me. Okay, Yoshi, you are really giving me a run for my money here. No! Oh, I fucked it up. No. Oh, don't you rubber band speed boost me, bloody Daisy. Balls. I don't think I'm getting any cup on this cup. I do love Frappe Snowland though. I stand by what I said in the N64 video. It's just got a nice vibe. It's fun to drive around. It's fun to weave between the snowmen. And I think this version is better because it controls better. Which you wouldn't be able to tell from my gameplay today. Okay, GBA Bowser Castle 2. Interesting that they went for number 2 and not number 1 like all of the other tracks we've seen so far. I've always loved the music in these GBA Bowser Castle tracks. Not 100% sure how I feel about this remix of it, though. The instrumentation is a little weird. But this is also the version of the track that I heard first, so it's not the worst thing I've ever heard. Oh god, that felt stupidly risky. Man, this one is just a fun one to drive around. I think of all the flat tracks in this game, when I was a kid, this was the one that I noticed least. Just because of how tricky it is to get around this one. And just how fun all of the jumps are. That said, though, I feel like this track would really benefit from the trick system. Oh, God. Oh, my God. As I was saying, I feel like this track would really benefit from the trick system. Would make it feel so much more satisfying. God damn it. The banana cup is just not my cup, is it? Ah, not quite. So Bowser Castle 2 is an interesting one. Because I loved it in Super Circuit, and it really is great in Super Circuit. With how that game controls, it's a lot of fun just to whip around the course. All of the jumps feel quite satisfying. It's fun to go around here, but it doesn't feel quite as dangerously thrilling just because of how much less slippery Mario Kart DS is. It's a solid remake, but I think it is let down by the game they choose to remake it in. Because of all of the jumps and stuff, they should have remade this one in Mario Kart Wii or later. Because with the trick system, this track would be awesome. And so I can't help but feel there's a bit of a wasted opportunity with this one. So while I love the original, I think I only like this one. It's still a really fun track. It was just remade in the wrong game. Speaking of tracks remade in the wrong game, oh god, here we go. Baby Park. This is a controversial one. So, did you see how easily I took first? Yeah, that's unlike Baby Park, isn't it? I've not been hit by a single item yet, and I'm 3 laps in. That's unlike Baby Park. And there we go, that's Baby Park. So, for years, I saw people raving about how chaotically fun Baby Park was. And I'd always read comments like that and go, did we play the same track? But then, Baby Park got remade in Mario Kart 8. And then, I went back and played the original Baby Park, and suddenly, I realized, I went, yeah. So Baby Park itself is a controversial track, because it's not really a Mario Kart track in the same way that the others are. It's just pure unadulterated chaos. And I like that, and it's not always what I look for in a Mario Kart track, but I like it. But when you take that chaos away, and you put it in a fairly restrained Mario Kart game like Mario Kart DS, what are you left with? You're left with the most boring oval of all time. And they even made it shorter. It took me less than a minute. I don't like this track. I've never liked it. It soured my opinion on Baby Part for ages, which, considering how fun that track can be, is a real shame. This version should be ashamed of itself. It is a travesty. I wouldn't say that I hate it, because I don't hate driving on it. It's fairly inoffensive, it's just boring. Okay, I don't even deserve this bronze. I played awfully in that cup. Okay, right, let's get ready for the Leaf Cup then. Let's just pretend that that thing is not on screen. Let's just pretend that I played really well and I got a gold. You know, in a lot of the other games, I feel like especially like Mario Kart 8, I feel like I barely noticed the difference in the handling stat, but I'm really noticing it here. I'm not going to blame that for why I'm playing badly. Sometimes you do just play badly. Anyway, SNES Koopa Beach 2. This was not a track that I particularly liked in its original game. It is one of my dislike tracks from that game. Let's see how it holds up. Music's nice, I'll give it that. And hey, look at that! Look at that, I can see where the deep spots are. That was my biggest issue with the SNES version of this track, was that I just had a really hard time telling where you can and can't go. And this version solves that issue. And honestly, out of all the SNES tracks in this game, this one doesn't look too bad. I think the off-road looks awful. Like, they really should have made that like a 3D model or something, or just solid green. But the rest of the track is fine. It's not quite as nice as Donut Plains was, but it's better than Mario Circuit and the 4th SNES track. But yeah, when you take away the visibility issue from this track, though, it's still not the most amazing track in the world. It's still a fairly underwhelming, meh track, I would say. Which I suppose I've just spoiled what I'm going to give this before I got round it, but yeah, it basically is just a slightly more interesting oval to go round. I can't, in good faith, give that more than a meh, but I don't hate it like I did on the SNES. Well, I didn't hate it, I disliked it, but you know what I mean. Hold on, my phone is being a little bitch. Decided to randomly put me into portrait mode even though I have that turned off. And I need my phone so I can make my notes, so I can do all my tier lists and stuff, so I don't forget where I placed everything. I think technology just dislikes me. It just does stuff randomly to annoy me. Anyway, from a fairly meh track to one that I'm actually quite excited to play, N64 Choco Mountain. So I got a little bit of flack on my N64 video because I docked Choco Mountain some points because there was a fence that showed up in 50cc. And I was told, you can't dock it points for that. But I'm going to stand by that docking. Because I suck at Mario Kart 64. So the only way I'm ever really going to play it and have fun is in 50cc. So for me, that version of the track is neutered. The unique aspect of it has been removed. Thankfully, I'm a lot better at Mario Kart DS. and can actually play the track properly. And I don't even know if the fence even shows up in this version. It's been a long time since I played 50cc on this. But yeah, when I'm not confused at why they would take away its unique gimmick, this is a really fun track. And it's one that I played a lot as a kid. I have a lot of nostalgia for this one. God, Dry Bones is really far ahead. I need a blue shell. Hey, nice. No, I don't. Game, please don't give me one now. That would be so annoying. Okay, I'm colliding with the walls a lot. I forgot how narrow this track is. Okay, this is going to be a really close one, I feel like. Oh, there's a lot of bananas there. No, you don't, Dry Bones. You're not taking this. You're not taking this from me. There we go. So, Choco Mountain. It is a fun track. It has a fun gimmick. I love it. For the person that was angry that I didn't suck this track's dick enough, hopefully saying that I love it is enough for you, because that's the most it's getting. It's great, it's fun, but it's still fairly simple. It's not on the level of the tracks in this game that I adore, but it's up there. Alright, onto another Super Circuit track, Luigi Circuit. Now this one stood out a lot in the original game. It has a really, really unique atmosphere. So we'll see if DS can maintain that atmosphere. What it can't maintain is my tyres on the road, apparently. Man, I forgot how bendy this one was. I don't know why I've forgotten it. It wasn't that long since I last played it. It's only been about a week since I filmed the GBA video. God, I am getting my ass handed to me on this one. Yeah, God, this is tricky. I really need to concentrate. Okay, nice. My fate box slowed Dry Bones down a bit. Ah, God damn it. Oh, come on! Oh, of course I'm getting Mario Karted on the last lap. I don't like these games. Oh, God damn it. Wow, that was a really poor effort. That last lap just went so badly. That said though, out of all of the flat tracks in this game, I feel like Luigi Circuit is the only one so far that actually stands out next to the proper 3D tracks. Because it was a hard track in Super Circuit, had a great atmosphere. That atmosphere is retained, and it's still really tricky to go round. And sometimes being a bit tricky is all you need to stand out. Luigi Circuit, just as I did in the original. I love you. And honestly, I think I might like the DS version more. I think it's just particularly well suited to how DS controls. It's just really satisfying to go around it when you get good at it. Not that I achieved that today. Okay, onto Mushroom Bridge. Now this is one I am very, very interested to race on again. Because as a kid, I adored this track. I love the music, and I still do. And I've always loved the traffic tracks. But I have since played the Double Dash version. And I am well aware of the many things that this version cuts out. You can't drive on the path. You can't drive on the side of the bridge. My god. And there's no Wigglebus. When I was a kid, I didn't know what I was missing. But some of the best bits about this track just aren't here now. Okay, completely missed that. Okay, right, Dry Bones is about to get fucked, which he needs to because he's very far ahead. Speaking of getting fucked. Yeah, I'm not catching up to him. I think I'm getting silver this cup. God, he played really well. Okay. So if I hadn't have played Double Dash, I probably would have given Mushroom Bridge a love. But having now played the original, it really does feel like quite a substantial downgrade. And it's still a fun track to go around, but I see no reason why I would ever pick this version to go around when the Double Dash version exists. So I think the most it can get is a like. It's not quite as butchered as Baby Park was, but it's, yeah, definitely a downgrade. Okay, only one cup left. Hopefully I can redeem myself and actually get gold on this one. Although, the way I've been playing, I doubt it. Oh, silver. I'm ashamed of myself. There's no such thing as second place. It's not a good thing. You're just the first loser. Okay, on to the Lightning Cup then, and oh no. Seeing the track that we're starting with does not fill me with joy. Choco Island 2. One of the SNES tracks that I really did not like. Maybe the better controls will save it. Certainly hasn't saved the visuals. They look butt ugly. The music's nice, at least. I'll give it that. Yeah, get out of my way. Nice. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, these bumps are so annoying. They were annoying originally, but that just cancelled my drift and sent me right into the off-road. Okay, I can't blame the bumps on that. That was conveniently timed. Oh. Oh god, the mud feels so slippery as well. It's fine in Luigi's Mansion. Here, it's just, ugh. Yeah, you know what I was saying about getting a gold? Yeah, it ain't happening. Not on this god-awful track. Now, this has nothing to do with what place I came. But I hate this track. I already disliked it. And you would think bringing it into a game that controls better would improve it. But they made the bump so much worse. Oh, it just feels horrible to drive on. I absolutely hate this one. I wasn't expecting any more hates after Super Circuit. Not Super Circuit, after Super Mario Kart. But no, they managed it. They managed it. Ugh. Okay, Banshee Boardwalk. I actually quite liked this one originally. I think it was a love, actually. Was it? Yes, it was. Okay, right. Time to redeem myself for Choco Island 2. Because that was awful. Hey, the big Cheep is back. I do not like how he looks in this game. But at least he's here. That's something. Excuse me. Why did I spin out from that? She hit my banana. I'm sorry. That... Yeah, come in, Mario, in your tiny little car. But I keep trying to drift too early on this one, so I keep hitting the walls. Come on, no. Did he just get hit by his own banana? What? And I'm not complaining, because I'm glad I can take... Never mind. It didn't even matter. I just yeeted him off the side. Okay, nice. Oh, god damn it, no. Oh. I could have taken that, but I fucked up those turns. That's entirely my own fault there. Oh, that was perfect timing. Thank you, God! There is a God. No, there's not. Yeah, I think I love Banshee Boardwalk still. Any issues that I could have with it really just came from my own driving there. It's about the same as it was on N64. The fish looks a little worse. I don't think I can really dock too many points for that. It's a much better controlling game, so it's more fun to play here. I love Banshee Boardwalk. Okay, now here's the GBA track that I am most excited to play. Because I adored Sky Garden in Super Circuit. It was such a great track. Really cool visuals, really great music, fun to drive around. We'll see if the S holds up. Now, I can already tell you, the music does absolutely hold up. Oh my god. Come on. Wasn't my fault I got shoved into that vine and I got punished for it. Okay, first place is really far ahead, that's concerning. And I keep going into the off-road. Oh my god. Why do I suck at this game so much? I'm supposed to be good at it, it's my childhood. Okay, I've caught up, nice. Thank God for those mushrooms, they really saved me. Still a cool shortcut, even though I didn't get to take it on the GBA. Glad I got to take it here. That's an even cooler one, but I don't have a mushroom. Yeah, screw you, Mario. I'm not going for the box this time. I'm just taking the drift. Okay. Oh, this is the tricky one. Visually, I don't think it's quite as good, but it's still pretty good. I'm not going to say it looks ugly or anything, because it doesn't. I just think the visuals are better suited for the GBA. The music's great, and it is very fun to drive around. But I can't, in good conscience, give it an adore like I did the GBA version when I look at the other tracks in this game I've given a door to. It just isn't on their level. But then do I say that I like it worse than the GBA version? Because I think they're both pretty great tracks. I do like Mario Kart DS more than Super Circuit. But in Super Circuit, it was the standout track for me. It was the best track in the game, whereas here, it's got a lot of tough competition. Which is why it's so tricky to rank remakes of tracks sometimes, because sometimes a remake that is better than the original just feels worse because it's in a game with better tracks and doesn't stand out as much. I think I still love it, but I don't think I adore it in the way that I do when I'm playing Super Circuit. Taken in the context of Mario Kart DS, it's just not on the level of the other tracks that I adored. As much as I might have loved its original version. But it's still a love. I'm sounding really negative when I did love going around it. Anyway, Yoshi Circuit. I think this is going to be in a very similar boat to Mushroom Bridge, where I loved it as a kid, but I'm now aware of a lot of stuff that was cut from it, and I've now since played the original. I mean, it's still really fun to drive around. Like, I don't think the actual gameplay of the course is all that compromised. I know it is missing a shortcut, but I don't think I've ever actually taken that shortcut. I don't think I even know where it is. I know it's around here somewhere, but... Oh. Now, visually, it is very compromised. Where's the Yoshi copter? The Yoshi copter was, like, the best part of the track. I love the Yoshi copter. And it's gone. Oh, God. The tiniest bit of off-road and I still managed to somehow catch it. Whoa! Oh, that was close. It is amazing how different games in this series have the off-road affect you by different amounts. Because there are some where it feels like it barely slows you down. And in here, today, it's been feeling really punishing. Oh, what a shot! Hey. Oh my god, that was amazing! It's that little high pitch. Oh yeah! I had to gloat, didn't I? Oh, I had to gloat. I had to open my stupid mouth. Karma got me right away. Oh, nearly took it. Not quite. I don't think it's as much of a downgrade as Mushroom Bridges, because the gameplay is mostly intact, aside from the one shortcut that I never take anyway. Visually, it's definitely a downgrade. But I think I still love Yoshi Circuit. I don't think it... Oops, excuse me. I don't think it quite drops down a tier like Mushroom Bridge did. Right, there we go. That is the retro tracks of Mario Kart DS done. And I am once again, like a chump, not getting gold. I don't know what happened to my gameplay here today. Going through the nitros, I was playing really well for the most part. I got a little bit screwed over on the special cut, but it wasn't too bad. Here, though, just... everything fell apart. Sometimes you just have a bad day. Wow. Mario Kart DS, though. Man. What a game. This game really was my childhood. And I am glad that this was my childhood Mario Kart. There are so many great tracks. I have so many great memories of this game. And I love it so much. But I think the shine has worn off a little for me. As a kid, I didn't really understand drifting all that well. So I just thought I wasn't holding it for long enough to get mini turbos, because I never really got them as a kid. For me, Mario Kart has always played just the way it has from Mario Kart Wii onwards. And I am not the biggest fan of the wiggle drifting that the older games have. I like it in Double Dash, because they nailed it there. But in the other games, it doesn't feel quite as good, and that does include here. It just feels like you don't really have much control while you're trying to build it up. So it's like when I lived in ignorance of that, I loved this game. And I still do love it. But it doesn't feel quite as good to control as it used to feel to me. I think of all the games that have gone by so far, I think the nostalgia still does carry it. And still, I would say it's my favourite of all the Mario Kart games I've played so far because of that nostalgia. But I don't think it's going to hold on to the second place slot, because we all know what's getting the first place. I don't think it's going to hold on to the second place slot for as long as I thought it was going to. The second Mario Kart game from my childhood, while I didn't play it as much, the more I think back to it, I do think it might overtake DS for me. All that said though, this game is still wonderful. Like, while my love for it has gone down ever so slightly over the years, this game still holds a very, very special place in my heart. And this game has a lot to it that does help it to stand out over the other games that we didn't really get to see here during these two videos. The battle mode, I have a ton of memories of the battle mode. Until Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it was my favourite battle mode in the series. You've got the mission mode as well, which, until Mario Kart World, no other game has anything like that. I know Mario Kart Wii technically has something like that, but it's locked to the online, so it doesn't really count. This game was the king of single-player Mario Kart for a long while. I think it's about to be dethroned. But as someone who does tend to prefer single-player games, I really did appreciate everything this game did. Later games might control better. They might have better tracks, and honestly, I probably do love them a little bit more. But nothing can take away from Mario Kart DS all of the memories that I've had with it over the years. And I think that is a really nice note to end on. Next time, it's time for one of the fan favourites. The other game from my childhood, Mario Kart Wii. We're going to be going through the Nitro tracks first, just like we did with DS. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!